Good morning, KU. I'm Brett Ivy.
And I'm Josh Kurlak.
And you know, Josh, just think 1 week from now we'll be enjoying a nice Thanksgiving dinner. I'm pretty pumped about that.
I cannot wait to sleep in on a Thursday for once.
It's going to be great. You know, I still love the show, but I think some turkey has some priority for me as well. But you know, let's get right into it on today's show. Big console wars coming out here pretty quick for video game news. Both the PS4 and the Xbox One will be launching very quickly, and that's going to be, you know, in my memory, the biggest console wars we've seen in a long time.
Right, I can't disagree with you on that. I think, you know, as a non-video game fiend or expert, I think for other people it'll be an exciting time, a chance to see what the new innovations in the video game world are. But we talked a little bit earlier before we came on set. You have an opinion on which console?
Exactly. I'm a big fan of the PS4 personally. There's a lot going on with the controller, with the whole touchpad interface that I think that's really innovative. And you know, I've been a PlayStation kid for years, ever since I can remember. And I know I'm pretty pumped about it. But you told me you think the Xbox One is going to be the better of the two.
Right. Well, I started out as a kid as a PlayStation guy, and then I switched over to the Xbox because all of my friends had the Xbox. Right. And you know, I've dropped off in the number of hours that I've played video games now that I've come to college, but I do say that I would have to stay with the Xbox just because of all the Kinect features, the voice activation features as well. It is more money, but I feel like you get more bang for your buck with the Xbox. But who am I to say I'm not any expert?
Exactly. I mean, we'll find out who's the better console. You know, within the coming weeks. I know there'll be a lot of Black Friday news around it. It's going to be a pretty fun time to watch for sure. But now moving on to some other news. Freshman Florida Congressman Trey Riddell recently pleaded guilty to buying cocaine from a DEA officer in Washington, D.C. And now with the whole political spectrum just kind of going nuts recently, what with Rob Ford in Toronto admitting to him doing cocaine as well. What is going on, Josh? What is happening in the world?
I'd like to say that I know, and I have no idea, but I'm kind of just concerned for the general society and in the future because, you know, we've seen these two guys who have done, politicians, who have, you know, admitted to doing cocaine. Who's to say there aren't more people out there doing that or even worse things, or maybe not as worse? It just goes to show you the kind of you know, things that go on behind closed doors that maybe America and the rest of the, you know, all countries around the world don't get to see.
Right, exactly. And I know it's been kind of a funny situation on Rob Ford's side. I know we held an hour-long special the other day trying to get people back on his side after what all he's been through, and he got canceled after 1 hour, and I thought it was just kind of a funny thing to watch, you know. I'm sure you can go online, look up Rob Ford's special. It's going to be, I'm sure you'll get some interesting clips out of there for sure. Now moving on to some KU news. Kansas volleyball took Iowa State 3-1 last night in Ames, Iowa. First time they won in Ames in 9 years, folks. That's incredible. They've now solidified second place in the Big 12, and you know, there's a lot of good things happening for KU volleyball right now, Josh.
Right, and I'm extremely proud to be a KU student at this time. During this volleyball success, you know, everybody at KU usually focuses more on basketball, and rightfully so, but I think it's important to realize here that something special is going on over at Horse Athletic Center and this volleyball team. And now that they've taken their show on the road and proven themselves, you know, I think it'll be fun and interesting to see how they perform down the stretch and maybe hopefully challenge Texas for that Big 12 championship in the tournament.
Exactly, most definitely. And you know, they'll be coming up playing later this week as well. I believe they'll be back in town this week, either Wednesday or Saturday. I'll have to double check. Or excuse me, I believe either on Saturday or next Wednesday. I'll have to double check that fact. But be sure to go over to kuathletics.com to check the latest schedules for not only volleyball but all sports around the KU spectrum. And so I think that'll be doing it for us on this first block. But when we come back, we'll be joined with Emily Wagner from Natural Ties. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. I'm Katie here with Emily Wagner, the co-president of Natural Ties. Now, Emily, why don't you tell us a bit about what Natural Ties is?
All right, Natural Ties is an organization, a student-run organization on KU's campus that started back in 1988. It's where we pair the students of KU up with the special needs adults of the Lawrence community who we call their tie.
Oh,
and then
wow.
every week, every Wednesday, we go ahead and take them to do a fun activity such as bowling. We went to a women's basketball game last week. This week we had a dance party. We have 2 Christmas parties coming up, and those kind of things.
So, so you what other kinds of activities you guys have planned? Like, what have been some of your favorite activities so far this year?
I really like Midnight Farms. That's a fun one. We go out and we take them. There's like a farm. You have a horse ride. They get to pet the the goats
All the
and the
animals.
horses
That's so
and
cool.
everything they have out there. They have a bonfire for them to sing. At the end of the year, we always have prom, which is really fun because all the ties dress up and they get wear ties and they have dresses, and it's really fun. We have a dance party at Abe and Jake's. All the fundraisers are fun because a lot of people come out for those to support us.
Cool, cool. So why should the students on the KU campus get involved in this organization?
Well, it's a great organization to get involved in. It creates awareness for the special needs community, and it's a good way for them to realize that they're just regular people just like ourselves. We find that if you're in Natural Ties, it really creates that friendship and that bond. Like, I've become really close with a lot of ties that do Natural Ties.
Cool. So if someone's watching this, how can they get involved with the Natural Ties organization?
Yeah, they can either come to an event, which is Wednesday, and they can find out where these events are taking place by going on Facebook and liking us, just at Natural Ties, or following us on Twitter at Natural Ties KU, or they can go ahead and email us at ntiesku@gmail.com.
Okay, cool. So how did you get involved in Natural Ties?
My freshman year, I got involved. Some girls in my sorority, my cousin and a couple of her friends, they told me about this organization, and I'd volunteered at Special Olympics before, so I thought it sounded really cool, and they told me they'd take me, so I went with them.
Cool, cool. So what do you do in your position as co-president with this?
I make sure all the events are going smoothly every Wednesday. I make sure we have events. I make sure that the socials have it all planned out. I check the emails, I send out emails. I make sure that ties are coming to all the events, and if they can't come to an event, I'm the one that makes sure that they are going to get a ride and that they're able to come.
Okay, so what has been your favorite part about being involved in this organization?
I really love seeing all the ties faces at all the events, because when it's a good event, they just have so much fun, and I love seeing all the students dancing with them and just treating them like they're normal people, and that there's nothing different.
Cool, so I think that will do it for us today. Now, tonight is a percentage night for Natural Ties, so if you go to Chili's and provide them with a Natural Ties flyer, some percentage from your ticket and your meal will go to Natural Ties, and I know they could really use the help since they're all student run. So thank you so much, and we'll be right back.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Caitlin, and I'm here with Brittany and Donvontae, the co-chairs of Relay for Life of KU. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
So tell us a little bit about Relay for Life. What does it do? What do you do here at KU?
Yeah, so Relay for Life is an event through the American Cancer Society that helps raise money for cancer research and support services for cancer patients.
Okay, great. And how about here at KU?
So the way that it works for KU is we do a lot of fundraising at KU through teams, like the students create a team, and then they participate in the different events that we have on April 25th through the 26th. And a lot of the money that we raise here at KU actually comes back to KU for the cancer research that we do here.
That's great. That's awesome. It comes back to KU, so it's just benefiting KU after all this work. So I know you said that it was April 25th and 26th, so it's a little far away, but what are some ways that students can get involved now?
Yeah, so right now what we sort of do as the co-chairs is we have a committee of people who work on planning the event and encouraging the fundraising throughout the year. And so they can be involved that way. They could be a part of our committee. They would just need to send us an email at relayforlifeofku@gmail.com. But we also love to have participants and teams. So if they couldn't make the commitment to be a part of the committee, then they can sign up for a team now actually and start their fundraising and work out with their team to do that throughout the year.
Okay, great. And how do you sign up for a Relay for Life team?
That's a good question. If you can go follow us. All that information is on our Facebook page, which is also a Relay of Life of KU for Life of KU. Or you can also send us an email, and we can give you that information on how to sign up. But you can also go to AmericanCancerSociety.com as well.
Okay, great. And I know you can sign up as like a club or just with your group of friends. There's a lot of options, right?
There is, yeah. And you actually also could just sign up as an individual or at the day of the event and kind of do it that way also, and just kind of participate in the events that we'll have going on that night.
Oh, great. Okay, so how did you two get involved in Relay for Life to begin with?
For me, it was my sophomore year of college. We're both grad students, I should say that, sorry. It was my sophomore year of college, and I had heard of it, and I just never really participated, so I was a part of an organization that had a team. I signed up for the team, and I really enjoyed it, and so the following years I was a part of the planning committee. I've been involved in Relay ever since, so this is my 6th year doing Relay.
That's great.
So kind of like Brittany, it was also my sophomore year of college. I heard about it in my freshman year, didn't really do too much about it. But then my sophomore year, I signed up with a group of friends, and ever since then, I've been doing it.
That's great. So, and there's a lot of opportunity to get involved. So definitely check that out. And are you KU basketball fans?
I am. Yes, I love
Definitely.
that.
Going to the game tomorrow night and cheer on our Jayhawks.
Yes, I will be
Definitely.
there, front and center, hopefully.
Yes. So make sure you check out KU Relay for Life on their Facebook page or their Twitter. And thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having
letting
us.
us.
Of course. So we'll be back with the news.
Good morning, KU. I'm Will.
And I'm Ben. Here's your Good Morning KU News Update. KU has selected its new executive director of the Lead Center. According to the Lawrence Journal World, Derek Kwan has been picked to run the Performing Arts Center. Previously, Kwan worked at the Lincoln Center in New York City. Kwan will replace executive director Tim Van Leer, who is retiring at the Lead Center after the past 12 years.
Illinois became the 16th state to legalize same-sex marriage yesterday. Governor Pat Quinn signed the marriage equality legislation into a law at a bill signing ceremony at the University of Illinois at Chicago Forum. The law goes into effect in June of 2014.
Uniformed officials removed an 85-year-old Korean War veteran from a plane while traveling in North Korea 3 weeks ago and has not been seen since. His son believes his father's military record has something to do with it, of his detention, but is hopeful for his release soon.
Japan has a new island just south of Tokyo. An underwater volcano erupted out of the sea to produce a landmass about 660 feet in diameter. Scientists have warned that this island might not be permanent because erosion can slowly destroy it until it no longer exists.
The KU volleyball team is once again going to play inside Allen Fieldhouse. The Jayhawks match against the University of Denver on Tuesday has been moved from the Jayhawks' usual home of Horsch Auditorium, or Field, Family Athletic Center, and seats 1,300 fans of the NCAA required capacity of 2,000 seats in order to be the host site of the NCAA tournament. Match time will be 6:30 p.m. and the admission is free. The 22nd ranked Lady Jayhawks defeated the 24th ranked Iowa State in Ames last night to raise the record to 21-6 overall and 11-3 in the Big 12.
In women's basketball, KU fell to Minnesota last night in Minneapolis. The Golden Gophers won 70-59, handing the Jayhawks their first loss of the season. Next week, the team will travel to the Virgin Islands for the Paradise Jam tournament. The first game will be on Thanksgiving Day against Central Michigan. That wraps it up for the news today, and we'll be right back with a special guest.
Welcome back, folks. Joining me now is Alex Steele from Chipotle. Alex, how are you doing this morning?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you. Now, Alex, we just came and pulled you out from the union. You're here representing Chipotle today. Is that right?
That is correct.
All right. And now, I'm a big fan of Chipotle, as I'm sure many of you people watching are out there today. One of my favorite places to eat in Lawrence. But there is some big news coming out from Chipotle here in Lawrence, isn't there?
There is. We are opening our third location, which is going to be off of West 23rd Street. So a little bit more accessible to the campus.
That's awesome. Now that gives me more reason to go spend money at other places. Why did you guys want to expand out of Chipotle? Because I know there was just that one spot on Mass. What made you guys want to go out and branch out further?
Sure. As our company grows, we're just looking to get into smaller niches and make it more accessible for people. So
that's great. And now, what's your specific role in Chipotle necessarily?
I'm a field recruiter now, but I started 2.5 years ago as a crew member, which is what we're looking for now for our new opening.
That's great. See, that means, ladies and gentlemen out there, if you have yet to have a job and you want to get in the market, go ahead and get a job that could lead you just about anywhere in your career field. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. And so, what is your favorite menu item on Chipotle, Alex?
Oh, I switch it up a lot. My favorite item is the guacamole.
Oh,
yeah.
That's tough to beat.
It's tough to beat.
It's tough to beat. Well, Alex, thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate it. And folks, I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to tune in tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for more Good Morning KU and 11 a.m. for the breakdown right after that. For everyone else on the rest of the crew, I'm Brett Ivy. Have a great morning.